Hi, I'm John, and this is a tiny book review of Hogfather by Terry Pratchett. Yes, I got my sweater. I got my hot chocolate. It's hot. In Terry Pratchett's universe, Hogwatch is basically Christmas and Hogfather is basically Santa Claus. The story, more or less, of Santa Claus is gone. A little more complicated than that, but I feel like saying much more about the actual plot will give it away. So just suffice to say, Santa Claus is gone and we don't know why. Most of the book is revealing the mystery of why he's gone, and in very Terry Pratchett kind of ways. It is silly and it's fun, but it also is kind of serious and sarcastic at times. Actually, it's like Terry Pratchett's books, it's sarcastic most of the time. It's one of those things where it doesn't take itself seriously until it takes itself really seriously. That's kind of confusing unless you've read it. Like most Terry Pratchett books, it's going to be interspersed with a lot of quotable lines, but one I think that probably surmises the entire theme of this book is you need to believe in things that aren't true. How else can they become? That tension of believing in things that are whimsical and silly that you might think are untrue, but that for some reason deep down you think are important to believe in, that's basically, if you were going to give a serious theme to this book, that would be the theme. Now again, of course, it's wrapped in that kind of Terry Pratchett silly, whimsical fun, which is great because pretty much anybody could read that. But that's probably the serious note on the book. As far as ratings go, if you don't know, I rate books 1 to 5. 4 to 5 basically means I recommend anybody to read this book. 3 to 4 basically means I recommend particular people to read this book. And then anything below 3, I basically just wouldn't recommend. I would probably put this at like a 3.5. It's really solid as far as plotting goes. There are things I didn't love about it. It is a little confusing how often Pratchett jumps from scene to scene to scene. And a lot of times he doesn't do a lot of framing in those scenes. So you don't know where you are for like a page and a half. And so sometimes you might find yourself rereading things if you really want to make sure you know exactly what's going on, which I tend to kind of be that way. I love the wizards. The wizards are hilarious. It's one of my favorite parts of the book. It is, again, kind of confusing sometimes because it's so whimsical, but when you kind of just give up on it being reasonable in like a strictly physical sense, then it becomes much more manageable and much more fun. They also touch on AI. Again, I don't want to spoil it, but he, I think very unintentionally, basically makes an AI in the book. It is kind of funny how they manage to use that AI, how they have to treat it like a person instead of like a machine, which is kind of funny for us now. It's kind of almost prophetic, really. But in any case, have a happy Hogswatch or a Merry Christmas, and go read a book. Get off the internet, please.